Good afternoon, everybody. How's it going? It is 12:52 p.m. Mountain Time on Thursday, July 22nd, and I hope everybody's doing well. I wanted to do a follow-up as soon as possible to my last video. I wanted to give an update on Bitcoin and some news and two signs that we've seen the bottom and we're ready to reverse. So if you could, before we start, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it greatly. Really appreciate the love I've been getting for that. I know 220 subscribers doesn't seem a lot, but I have high goals for this, and I'm hoping that the content that I provide is helpful to everybody and that you got use out of it and you learned something or something to that nature. Now, having said that, remember that none of this in this video is to be considered financial advice. Everything in this video is for entertainment, informational, and educational purposes only. So, if you hit the subscribe button, if you hit the like button, let's get started. So, last video, talking about how crappy the Bitcoin chart looks. And I'm going to say right here, I'm not convinced that the head and shoulders pattern is invalidated yet. I'm not convinced that we're out of the water, and I'm going to talk about that as well. There are two things, though, that really tell me that we may have seen a reversal. Number one is a kind of fundamental, and number two is technical. If you remember in the last video, talked about, I have a hedge in a short position, which worked out really well, and I had some small losses on a couple shorts that I should have made money on, but I didn't move my stops into profit. I kept them where I started them at. I wasn't up that much anyways. So small losses, and I'm not somebody who's going to think that I'm going to get everything right. I hope that if you're trading, don't expect to get everything right. But we've played the trend pretty well the last couple months, and the trend is still down. And as you can see, we still haven't broken out yet. Couple things that I like, though, that I'm going to show you. I'm going to add this resistance level that we're just hanging out just above right now. We're just below it, actually. So we need to make a new high there. So anyways, what are the things that I don't like about the Bitcoin chart? Well, number one, we're still yet to test that 50-day moving average. Like to not have even come up and met the 50-day moving average yet just shows a lack of strength. We still are showing a head and shoulders pattern. So where else have we seen this before? We've seen in the Bitcoin dominance chart. If you remember, we were waiting and really patient on this one too, and patience paid off. But look how long it went from, well, let's see, you put in the first part of the right shoulder, really the end of January, and it broke down end of March, beginning of April. So 2 months. And we've been in this one for, you put in that first shoulder end of May, and now we are June, July. So about 2 months. So still something to watch. I'm not saying I know what's going to happen because I'm as confused as anybody else, but I'm just going by what I see. I made another buy today because I've been buying when I see strength, and I'm averaging down. And I think that at the absolute lowest, we would see somewhere around 20,000, and then I think we make a strong run. But that's, a 35% drop from here. So that's still pretty significant. So there's no reason to be throwing all your money into a long position just because we see a couple things. That being said, sometimes bull markets just end, and that's just how it goes. Bull markets just end. It's people get bored. They think it's not going down anymore. They cover their shorts. We have really strong fundamentals. So definitely really strong fundamentals. So maybe, people get a little bit more excited. The main thing is, do buyers outweigh sellers? And right now we don't. And you can see that we're still, in this channel that we broke down from and came right back into. Like, that was a dangerous zone. If you've been watching these videos, I've been waiting to see, do we close below 30,000? And we did. That did not look good to me. And then immediately the next day, we got bought up and went right back into the channel. Really good sign. So, why did people start buying? Well, they started buying on what some people think or consider was a buy the rumor, sell the news situation where Elon Musk, Jack Dorsey, and Cathie Woods were having a conversation about Bitcoin. If you didn't see it, there was a link to the live stream on my Twitter. But anyways, so classic, possibility of a buy the rumor, sell the news. But it's not like the Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live where it was super obvious that, okay, buy it and sell it either the day before that day or the airing of the show. Just make sure you sell it because it is buy the rumor, sell the news when he was on Saturday Night Live. I'm going to go to the Binance chart here just because it's a little clearer with what I'm trying to look at. And again, you'll know I always tell you got to pay attention to the 7-day moving average, the 25-day moving average, and the 99-day moving average because that's the default on Binance. So I don't know which is bigger, which gets more volume, Coinbase or Binance, but it's one of the two. So it's the top two exchange in the world. So it's pretty important that the majority of traders are watching these because it's the default. So it's important to watch these. We still haven't broken through the 25-day moving average. We're below that. So this candle is really nice, right? All out of nowhere, we get a nice candle. We get nice volume, and it's the largest volume on, that's like what we were doing. It's not huge volume, but it's good volume. That's the type of volume we were getting back in this area in when we were at the highs. So good volume. It doesn't have to be super huge volume. All it has to show is a change of direction, change of mind. And this, it doesn't have to be a huge capitulation because you could argue that these last 2 months in this flat/downward trending zone that we've been slowly capitulating. And you could see, we had a hard drop, got bought up, got bought up, got bought up. You could see that by the wicks on the bottom of the candle. Got bought up, got bought up, got bought up a little there. And then we didn't have a wick here because of when it happened. But, you could see that we essentially tripled the size of the previous candle on higher volume. And now we're at some indecision, right? But one thing I like about that, if we break it down to, I think, the 1 hour, here's what happened, right? We had this breakdown. And then we had good opportunity to buy the rumor, sell the news. So we had buyers step in here, and then nothing significant was really said. It was a really interesting conversation. Not going to get into what was talked about, but if you look at, we had some of the people who bought in down here, or maybe right here, said, yeah, I'm good. That's a good gain. Bitcoin's been in a downtrend. I'm not going to risk losing my profits. And they sold off. And then what happened? Well, we held. So a lot of the people that bought in down here or maybe up here are holding. They said, yeah, I'm good with that. I'm holding. I'm just gonna let it ride out, see what happens, And if you look at these previous levels, it's at or above. So I like that we've made a new high. I'd like to hold above this high of 32,435. Make a new high there. So we're just slightly below that. We did break above it. We pierced above it for a second time. But we're also putting in this cup and handle formation. So a lot of good signs on the smaller time frames. Getting back into the longer time frame, we still look like crap a little bit. We still have this right shoulder. Some people say it's invalidated. It's played out long enough. They have their trend lines. And I remember this Bitcoin dominance chart, 2 months, really patient, waiting it out. Oh, maybe it's not going to play out the head and shoulders pattern. And then it did. And it was a great time for altcoins. Anyways, kind of the same looking thing. I'm as confused as everybody else. I think in the long term that it does go up to see new highs, possibly 100,000 plus. I think that happens by the end of the year. If not, if it's 5 years or 10 years from now. So what's my plan on it is, I've made 8 buys now between 31,700 and 37,000. Very happy with that range when I see strength. And, I'm still holding just a hair under 60% cash. So about 58% cash, stable coins. But, I don't need to catch the exact bottom. I'm going to average down if it drops because I'm very confident that it does go up in the future, mainly because of the fundamentals and how I feel about Bitcoin and what it could actually do. But that's where I'm at. We got those two signs. This really nice candle on higher than average volume. We're holding after an expected sell the news event, where in the past, if you've been watching, I've been playing this strategy where it's like if I'm in the green, I'm taking profits at resistance and I'm moving my stop into profit, not willing to turn that trade into a loser that is a winner. That's been really, really key. And I've been making a lot of small wins. Had a really nice win on Doge yesterday where I didn't get greedy. I sold over 20 cents and it dropped down to 18 cents or maybe even below that. And I was just like, yeah, same strategies in place. I have been accumulating Doge for a core position. Why? Because this was a joke, and you can't treat it as a joke anymore. It's top 10 market cap, and it's believed in or pushed or pumped, however you want to put it, by the richest man in the world. And we've just broken out past this downtrend line, and we're holding above it. We may carry down this way a little bit, but I don't think that will happen. And in the future, regardless of whether it goes to 10 cents or not, which I'd probably accumulate more, I have a strong feeling that Tesla will in the future at some point accept Dogecoin for payments, just like I think that they'll accept Bitcoin again for payments. The argument for Elon Musk with Bitcoin was that it's not green. Well, if you know anything about Tesla, you know they make their money from government incentives, so they have to follow what the government says. So let's see. This was a nice little article, a green revolution in crypto mining industry answers wake-up call. So there's a push to make it more green. Obviously, it spends a lot of energy, and that's the biggest concern for Elon Musk is that with Tesla, he's not going to turn off his ATM machine, which is the government. So that's a pretty big deal because if they do push forward on that and Tesla accepts it, that's essentially what kind of triggered the lack of confidence is that, the richest man in the world decided, I think he's still the richest man in the world, decided that he wasn't going to take Bitcoin anymore because of this reason. So if it's fixable, great. Anyways, moving on to Elon. SpaceX owns Bitcoin. Elon Musk and Nick Carter believe Bitcoin is becoming greener. Not only did Elon Musk talk about how he owns Bitcoin, he also, I think for the first time ever, revealed that he owns Ethereum. So I hate that I have to pay attention to this. I have my Elon Musk tweets on alerts, so anytime he tweets or retweets, it's an alert just because I don't want to get burned from a good or bad tweet. It sucks that we have to pay attention to that, but that's where we're at. He's very influential on the market, and that's just the way it is. But anyways, you can see that Bitcoin is moving towards becoming greener, and once that happens, or once there's confidence in that, Elon Musk is going to allow Tesla to start taking payments in Bitcoin again. I'm extremely confident in that, and it'll probably come when Bitcoin has already rebounded $10,000 or $15,000 per Bitcoin again, and then it'll just trigger the FOMO in after people are still uncertain, because people are still uncertain, right? That's where we're at right now with this. We're looking at the Bitcoin chart and we see people are a little scared. Spirits have been crushed. This has dropped 55% or something like that, and altcoins have dropped, some of them 95%. So spirits are crushed, and people are like, well, I don't want to lose any more money. So they're not okay, I'm all in, this is it. And that's the time when you want to be confident. And I'm not saying put all your money in there. Again, my strategy is to average down or average up, actually. If we put in a low above this 50-day moving average, then there we go. Anyways, moving on. Some other big news. JP Morgan will reportedly give retail wealth clients access to crypto funds. Just seems like we just keep moving towards it, and the big money and the big institutions and the government are trying to delay that as much as possible. That's just how I feel, and that's my opinion. But it's little by little, Michael Saylor tweeted that Bitcoin looks more fundamentally strong than ever, and I agree with that. In a bear market, technicals lead fundamentals. So we've seen good news, we'll get a little spike and then it'll sell off below. Bad news, we just sell off hard. But yeah, I think that's going to change once we turn bullish again, and I think that Head and Shoulders might invalidate itself, but not there yet. We got to show quite a few more things happening. But moving on, the biggest news article coming soon. I wanted to just point out that, you saw how gaming and NFTs in gaming could boom. And we saw that in AXS first. And then we saw some follow-up with some other like REVV. We saw, what was another one? Super Farm had like an 100% gain. It definitely sold off. But AXS is it's still on a tear. I mean, this could be a sign of a double top, but we'll see if it breaks out. I'm not trading it. It's not my style necessarily. We could be putting in a cup and handle with a pivot point right here or wherever that goes to. But yeah, we could break out a cup without a handle, and just a lot of things could happen. Very volatile. You can see, it did create a little backside move, and then it just recovered so strong. It's play to earn, so you earn AXS tokens when you play. Generally that inflates. That's inflationary, so it's not good for the price, but it's just so hot right now. So I want to stay on top of these new markets, music production. Feel free to read this article for yourself. But yeah, I think like anything, I'm not counting out of the question. As soon as I see something, which this, I saw today, I'm just going to, go and research it as much as I can. I think that's incredibly smart. If nothing comes of it, then nothing comes of it. If you see something you like, which I like the gaming idea, I think that it clicks for me. Yeah, music, maybe that clicks for you. So feel free. And then lastly, this is the other biggest thing, right, is here's exactly what I've been saying with, where we're getting bought up. Let's go back to the Binance one. It's a little clearer. Let's go to the 1 day, bought up on this wick, 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 and then bought up. We didn't wick because of the timing of it. But, we would have shown a little wick had this all happened in the same day. Trading firm of richest crypto billionaire reveals buying a lot more Bitcoin below 30K. And this is what I feel has been happening is like, yeah, we're showing this head and shoulders pattern to force people to sell. Luckily, I did lose a good amount at the highs. Held on to a lot of it, though, over half. And I've been buying in the 30,000s, but Alameda Research, headed by Sam Bankman-Fried, I think that's how you say his name, Bankman-Fried, whose net worth has lately reached over $8 billion. Damn, has upped its Bitcoin buying around its key psychological support of 30,000. They've also raised $900 million. And where does it say that? It does say that in this article that they raised. Yeah, here we go. So he owns CEO, owner, founder, FTX Exchange. Just raised a record $900 million. I have a good guess on where I think that's going to go. And in recent tweets, said, excuse the language, I try to keep it language free. This isn't quite sell us all you want below 30K and fuck off territory, but we're continuing to buy down here because it really just seems like too much points that way. So, biggest crypto billionaire buying Bitcoin below. You've seen it happen twice. It's probably him that brought it up below, brought it up from below 29,000 before and brought it up from below 30,000 here. Could be him alone, who knows, or his firm alone. But I think that's happening with more than just him. And like if you have that much money, you're not concerned about it going down to 20,000. You buy more, you buy more. If not, you know that it's going to go above 30,000 again. And I mean, the fundamentals make sense. So anyways, that's all for today. Appreciate you joining me, watching. Again, just want to reiterate, not out of the woods yet. Still a lot of things that need to happen. First of all, we need to break this downtrend line. We need to put in a low above the 50. We need to retest the 200, back test, come up, break the 200. Been watching. I mean, this is the key level for me, 47,044. I know that's a long ways away, but there'll be lots of buying and selling opportunities on the way up. And you say, well, that's only, like 18,000 away from the previous all-time high. I've been buying down here. I have been buying down here. I've also been shorting and hedging. It's just not. It's a choppy market. Take the little gains still. And that's what I'm trying to do, is taking the small wins. It's hard to do after, you know, we made like, what, my portfolio was up like 900% at one point overall, and it's tough when you're discouraged because things are down 95%. Bitcoin's down, I think, 50% still, but couple strong things. You know, this is something that I could see as a reversal. Not there yet. And then the fact that, you know, we just held, you know, a lot of the buyers down here, boom, they said, some of them said, I'm good, I'm taking my profits, I'm selling it. Some of them said, nope, I'm holding. And I think more held than sold. I know, but that doesn't rhyme. You know, we got a bull flag here on the 1 hour, so we'll see how that plays out. So hope you liked today's video. Really not trying to be, you know, exact or perfect or right on everything. You know, I definitely saw a bigger breakdown coming, and it didn't happen. It did quite the opposite, which, you know, I think even in the video I said, yeah, it could do the exact opposite of what I'm saying, and I'm okay with being wrong. I plan for when I'm wrong. No trader is right. Some of the most successful traders I know or I follow are right about 55% of the time. Doesn't mean that it can't break down still. Doesn't mean that it won't. Doesn't mean that it'll do anything. I mean, you look at this, you know, the 99 weekly moving average is still at 20,544, and we may go sideways for another month. You know, we have the London hard fork with Ethereum coming up on August 4th. Like, I mean, we still have a few more small unlockings of GBTC, small, throughout the rest of the month, and then that's it. So, you know, why run the price up if there's still going to be even a little bit of selling pressure? You know, because there will be some that sell. But, you know, a lot of things to consider. I'm not trying to overthink it. I'm trying to plan for long term now. Realize that it's choppy, you know, and not expect anything. Just keep trading it the same way until something does change. And right now it's choppy. Things may be starting to change, but they haven't yet. They haven't. You know, I've been saying, you know, let it show us something. Well, it started to show us something, and we'll see if it shows us a little more, because it needs to. So not out of the woods yet, but I am averaging and scaling into my position of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the one I want to be in. I have a few altcoins, you know, got a lot of attention on the altcoin video, my top 10 altcoins. So if you want to go back and watch that, I mean, realize that, you know, they can go down 90%, you know, and I want to just reiterate that maybe 5% of your portfolio should go across all of those, maybe 10%. I probably wouldn't go much higher than that, but those are the ones that can give you the 1,000 to 10,000% gains. And yes, it has happened. I was in Shiba Inu for only over 10,000. So those are ones that you don't want to throw all your money into, and not even gains or losses, but you know, you could also just sit there with dead money and it just does nothing, where Bitcoin's going up 50% and you miss out on that. So it's good to have a plan. It's good to have a strategy. Right now, Bitcoin's the plan for me, and Ethereum and a few altcoins, and averaging in, not trying to catch the exact bottom, not expecting to catch the exact bottom. Charts are everywhere. Everybody's got their guesses. I'm not trying to necessarily guess. I'm just trying to read the chart and make the best decision long term to protect my money, and hopefully in the future I'm right about it going up long term, and then make some more money. So that's it. If you did enjoy today's video, again, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I appreciate it greatly. Really, really do. Next goal is 1,000 subscribers. So that's going to be a while. But one by one, appreciate you guys. Hopefully I'm putting out content that you enjoy. That's what gives me validation that I do provide that. So if you do hit the subscribe, thanks for joining. Appreciate you doing that. And we'll see you next time. Bye.